So I've been speaking a lot about Lily Phillips, right? The girl on OnlyFans who posts herself smashing a bunch of dudes, records it, and is trying to go for records. And she also works with this other girl called Blue something, I forgot her name, but they're these two very popular OF creators who have been known for this content where it's kind of, it's kind of a bit jarring to see, but essentially they ask, they put out these calls for randoms to come and fuck, and they queue outside of these Airbnbs and they all take turns to fuck. And the idea behind it is that they both want to rack up as many numbers as possible. This particular girl, Lily Phillips, had a plan to do 1,000, but I haven't actually seen any update on this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if she's like hesitant on the plan, but I remember her mentioning ages ago there was also a bit of marketing around it. I saw a trailer video type of thing out there. I saw people talking about social media, but it's gone kind of quiet since then. But she did want to do a new record of trying to fuck 1,000 random guys in one day. And from what I might understand as well, the mechanics of it was like, in this particular one, it had to be a ticketed event, which I thought was weird because that would almost make it prostitution. I think the way that they kind of avoided not being, in trouble and shit was because it was just like a free up and call. And the idea behind it was that they was exchanging whatever they were exchanging for like content. So the idea behind it was that they'll blur out your face or make you wear a mask, but in exchange for her letting you fuck, she gets to use the content to put on her OnlyFans, and then I'm guessing that drives subscriptions and whatever it may be. But the 1,000 event, it was ticketed, so that would make it weird. And it was also an application process type of thing as well. So I don't know what happened there. But anyway, I haven't seen much about it. But there is a documentary about her, which I'm probably going to react to or probably going to watch live and do that later on. But it's by this guy called Geoff Pieters. And he's got this documentary that's called I Slept With 100 Men in One Day documentary. It's about her, I'm assuming, and other people too. So I'm definitely going to go check it out. But there's a clip about the documentary that's going viral. And the clip here, the title is Moments After Lily Phillips Had Slept 100 Men in One Day. Let's actually watch this clip. This is a clip from the documentary, I'm assuming, courtesy of Josh Pieters, but I'm definitely going to watch the full one. But let's see what Lily Phillips is saying, because it's been a long time since I've checked in on Lily Phillips to see what I'll go on for her life. So let's see. This is Lily Phillips after fucking 100 guys in one day.
When was the last time you ate?
I think I had a yum yum, and I think I had a sandwich, and that was and then the rest. It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like,
kinda.
It's just a different
kinda
feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like
kinda.
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
She's gonna cry. Wow. She's about to cry. She was about to cry there. Shit. I don't think I've ever seen this version of Lily Phillips. I don't think I've ever seen this version of her where she seems emotional and almost she almost seems a little bit like she's starting to regret her life choices, because I think in the earlier videos, some of the kind of, maybe I'm just a dirtbag, but I kind of like that people like this exist. Of course, not for me and not something I'd be interested in, but I do like that there are people who live their lives this way, like people who live an alternative lifestyle to you and I, straight-laced people, normal people, fucking missionary people, just boring vanilla people. There are people out there who live this way. Who enjoy what they're doing. But maybe this is also proof that when it comes to smashing randoms, when it comes to whatever the word is for fucking one night stands, I forgot the actual technical term for it, but when it comes to that sort of stuff, it seems like women have a much harder time dealing with it than men. I think you could find a guy who did the exact same thing that she did, who wouldn't skip a heartbeat. He's not regretting nothing. He's on his way to go pick up his kids. He's walking his dog. He's maybe sleeping after, pretty fine, waking up pretty fine. Everything's completely normal. Like it doesn't bother him in the slightest. But I think there is something, I don't know. I wonder if it's because of I don't know if this makes sense, but I wonder if it's because of the function of it itself. I wonder if it's because of the function of you being a woman and having something kind of, for lack of a better term, inserted in you. It just makes the experience of sex a bit different than what men do. Because maybe if you're a guy and you're the one doing the pounding, it's a little bit easier maybe to deal with mentally. But when you're a woman and you're allowing these random dudes to, even if they're wearing protection, to basically bust in you, that's a lot of, like, for lack of a better term again, you know, soul ties. There's a lot of like spirits and stuff that you're letting in. There's a lot of like weird energy that you're kind of letting consume you and be a part of you. You know what I mean? It's just, and you know, a woman's kind of it's a lot more precious. A woman's, you know, thing. It's a bit more precious than I think a guy's thing. So maybe this is the reason why she's having such a weird, hard time kind of coming to grips with it and figuring out what's working, maybe, or why it's kind of feeling odd. Because I remember earlier videos, you know, I've covered this girl and her friend on the podcast from the beginning of when I saw them go viral on social, and she was very bubbly, very cocksure, very kind of almost, I won't say arrogant, but very like, you know, this is what I'm doing, and kind of enjoying the fact that it freaks people out, taking pleasure in how much people are getting fucking outraged by it. But now in this documentary, it seems like she's really kind of not regretting, but almost like she's a little bit like troubled by what she's put herself through. And now it's starting to make me think this is probably the reason why we haven't seen anything about the 1000. Because look at her eyes. Yes, her eyes might be that color because, you know, she's been bust all over and shit. But it might be also because she's about to cry. And look at the amount of coleslaws and stuff she's got around her lips. Her skin also looks a little bit crazy. Like, it makes sense, doesn't it? It makes pretty sense that she's got loads of fucking spots and ulcers all around her lips. You know, it's crazy. Eyes are always red. So I wonder if this is the reason why we haven't seen an update on her saying she wants to smash 1000 randoms for some ticket event. We haven't seen the update yet. So this might be the reason why. Because maybe after she smashed the 100 and she did more interviews, and I think maybe the problem is the interviews too. Sitting down with somebody for a proper interview for a documentary, and they're asking you like reasonable questions, and they're actually trying to dig in deeper to find out more about you. You're now starting to think more about what you're doing. Maybe when you're on autopilot, you don't really think about it, but now that she's thinking about it way more, it's starting to affect her a little bit, and she's starting to think, oh shit, this maybe isn't what I should be doing with my life long term. You know, maybe. But I'm a bit disappointed because it also proves that maybe that person who I think of in my head doesn't really exist. Like, I would love there to be, because it's not me personally, but I would love there to be somebody who is like this in real life, who actually doesn't mind having a million sexual partners, who's incredibly promiscuous, who's out in the streets every single day, doing what there needs to be done, living that kind of quote unquote rock style lifestyle, whatever it may be, you know, sucking and fucking everything that moves, going to a ton of sex parties and having a ton of sex partners and being okay with it. I'm sure they do exist, but this is maybe proof that those people are in a very small minority, because when you really do it the way that she's been doing and her friends have been doing it, when you're kind of really doing the numbers and you're doing 100 a day and trying to do 1,000 and stuff, you quickly realize whether or not you're that girl or not. And maybe she's realized, you know what, maybe I'm not really about that life as much as I thought I was. But yeah, you know, more power to Lily Phillips and the other girl, Blue something, whatever her name is. More power to this guy who did this documentary, because it seems like he might have helped to kind of maybe get her out of this lifestyle in a weird way, or maybe make her kind of take a bit of a break and chill out a bit and take her foot off the pedal and not be so crazy. But yeah, man, let's see how it plays out. But this might explain why we haven't seen the 1000 episode, because it seems like she's going a little bit cuckoo off the back of having so much sex with these randoms. But I'm definitely going to check out his documentary. It's available, I think, on YouTube. That's what the full doc is called. I Slept with 100 Men in One Day. There's also an uncensored Patreon version available as well. So definitely check out this guy's account. His name is Josh Pieters. I see he does a lot of documentaries and YouTube videos online, so definitely check him out. I'm definitely gonna respond or kind of react to it and do a full reaction on my YouTube sometime soon as well. To keep an eye on that when I eventually end up doing that. Keep an eye on that when I eventually end up doing that.